Howdy, hi. It is Do Your Job Sports MLB Rundown picks and predictions for Sunday, May 18th, 2025. We are looking at the best bets of the day. Let's get into the video. All right, first things first, we're going to go over a relatively frustrating day in baseball, mostly because I just watched the Athletics lose a game in the bottom of the 10th inning where they literally walked it off. So that was tough. But I'm going to recap these games, then we'll get on to the picks for tomorrow. Game number 1, it was the Cardinals and the Royals. We had the Cardinals plus 110 on the money line. This one was very boring. The Cardinals had 2 hits the entire game, and they won. Final score, Cardinals 1, Royals nothing. I don't think this Royals team is very good. They have a 25-22 record, but it's mostly because they played a bunch of garbage cans. They played the White Sox, the Red Sox, the Orioles, the Rays, the Astros, the Rockies, all in a row. Like, obviously, you're going to have a good record if you play that quality of teams. Now that they've actually started to play some good baseball teams, they have lost 6 out of their last 7 games. Lost a series to the Red Sox, lost a series to the Astros, and if they lose tomorrow, they get swept by the Cardinals at home. That is not ideal. So shout out to the Cardinals. Cardinals might be the hottest team in baseball. I think they're 12-1 in their last 13 games. So that's ridiculous. We then had the Mets plus 115 on the money line. Another very boring baseball game. This was a very boring baseball day in general. Mets win this one 3-2, despite being out-hit by the Yankees 8-6. Mets have run support. Pete Alonso with a single that scored Francisco Lindor. Mark Vientos sac fly that scored Juan Soto. And then you had a Frankie Lindor sacrifice fly which scored Luis Angel Acuna. Cody Bellinger with a solo shot. He probably needed that one to boost his confidence. Then you had DJ LeMahieu blast his first home run of the season. So shout out to those two guys, but it wasn't enough to get it across as the Mets win the game 3-2. Shout out to the Mets. We then had the over 9.5 runs in the most nonsense game ever. If you would have told me prior to betting this game that the Diamondbacks would have scored 12 runs and we had them minus 2.5 at home against the Rockies, I would have put everything in my power on this game. Everything. The house, the car, my grandmother, everything. And it lost. But the over hit of 9.5 runs. Final score, Colorado 14 runs. The Diamondbacks scored 12. Let's go through the Colorado's previous games and see how many it would take to total this 14 they scored today. They scored 0 the previous. They scored 3 before that, so we're at 3. They then scored 1 in their previous 2 games, so we're at 5 runs. Then they scored 9, 4. So it would take them 4 games to total this 14 runs they scored here. How in the hell do you let the Rockies score 14 runs? That was bad. Then we had the over 8.5 runs in the Royals and the Cardinals. This was no good as they scored 1 total run this game. That's bad. Over 8.5 and they only score 1. That's no bueno. We had the Yankees and the Mets over 9.5 runs. Another game where they barely scored. Final score was 3-2. So we got shelled there. I was just discussing how we had the D-backs minus 2.5, and they lose by 2 at home to the worst team historically ever in baseball so far this season. Not sure how you do that. Then we had the Athletics plus 110 on the money line in the over of 8 runs. This game went to extra innings, tied 0-0. They lose in the bottom of the 10th due to a literal walk-off. Wilmer Flores walks. Mike Yastrzemski to second. Lamont Wade to third. Willie Adames scores. Buddy, Mason Miller, you suck copious amounts of ass. How do you walk off? That's horrible. Also, Athletics, how do you not score a single run in an entire game of baseball? You suck. Okay, that is how we go 3-5. Bringing our season record to a dismal 188-200. Let's get on to the picks for tomorrow. First game here, we are looking at the Tampa Bay Rays heading into Miami to take on the Marlins. I'm going to take the Marlins plus 135 on the money line and the over of 8.5 runs. Tampa Bay, Shane Baz on the mound, very inconsistent. He's 3-2 on the year with a 5.02 ERA. Going up against former Guardians pitcher Cal Quantrill, he's horrible, 2-4 with a 7 ERA. But I'm going to back him here. I really don't think the Rays are a team that should be laying minus 160 on the road ever, unless they're playing teams such as the Pirates, maybe the White Sox, and the Rockies. So I think this is decent value here. Shane Baz, so far this season, not going well. 43 innings pitched, 46 strikeouts, 16 walks. He's given up 7 home runs. Coming directly off of a start at Toronto, not very good. 4 2/3 innings, giving up 4 hits and 3 earned runs. To be honest, 4 out of his last 5 starts have been horrible. He went 3 innings against the Yankees and gave up 5. He did go 7 innings at the Padres, giving up 0. But then he went 5 innings against Kansas City, gave up 7. 3 innings against the Phillies, gave up 6. And then I just talked about the Toronto game where he went 4 and gave up 3. He's given up at least 1 home run in 6 out of his last 7 starts. I just don't think he's very good. Now, on the opposite side of the mound, you have Cal Quantrill, and he's ass. 36 innings pitched, 26 strikeouts, 13 walks, 6 home runs given up. Recently, though, he hasn't been atrocious, and he's played really, really good teams. He's played Chicago Cubs. He went 4 innings, giving up 3 runs. He played the Dodgers twice, back-to-back starts, gave up 4 runs and 1 run. He played Seattle, gave up 4 runs. He played the Phillies and gave up 7. All of these teams are very good. This is easily the weakest team he's played in the last month of baseball, and he's plus 135 on the money line. This is the rubber match. The Marlins won the first game of the series. I think it was a high-scoring game. They won the first game 9-4. They lost the second game 4-0. I think they get him here. Plus 135 is good value. Also going to take the over 8.5 runs because both of these pitchers suck ass. Next game, we are going back to the Old Faithful. It is taking the Guardians at plus money in a game they really have no business winning because these are the only ones we're capable of winning, apparently. Guardians, Luis L. Ortiz on the mound, 2-4 with a 4.78 ERA. Going up against Andrew Abbott, who is 2-0 with a 2.10 ERA. Guardians are trying to avoid the sweep. Their offense has not shown up in Cincinnati. They lose the first game 5-4. They lose the second game 4-1. I think they get him here. I really like Luis Ortiz. Recently, he's been pitching well. In his last 3 starts, he gave up 6 innings pitched, 1 earned run against Philly. He did get shelled at Washington, giving up 5 in 5 innings. And then against Minnesota, he went 6 innings and gave up 0. So he's been pitching better as of late. Early in the season, he got absolutely smoked, so that's why he has a pretty high ERA. But as of late, he's been going okay. Andrew Abbott, he's pretty good. So far this year, 30 innings pitched, 38 strikeouts, only 12 walks. His most recent start gave up 1 run to Chicago. Before that, gave up 0 to Atlanta, 0 to St. Louis, 4 to Colorado. He's been pitching really well, I'm not going to lie. Guardians are going to have their work cut out for him. But like I say all the time, the games the Guardians have no business winning are the ones they win. It makes no sense. I don't know why we do this, but we do. Give me the Guardians plus 105 on the money line. Give me the over 8.5 runs. Next game, I'm running it back with the Athletics because they pissed me off. Give me the Athletics plus 125 on the money line. Give me the over of 8.5 runs. Athletics, they have Jeffrey Springs on the mound, 5-3 with a 4.27 ERA. Going up against the old man himself, Justin Verlander, he is 0-3 with a 4.31 ERA. Jeffrey Springs, so far this season, 46 innings pitched, 36 strikeouts, 21 walks, 6 home runs given up. The main angle here, though, is Verlander. Winless. Still does not have a W. 48 innings pitched, 40 strikeouts, 16 walks, 8 home runs given up. He's just not throwing the ball as hard as he used to. In his most recent starts, here is how many hits he has given up. 9 hits, 5 hits, 5 hits, 5 hits, 8 hits, 5 hits, and 2 hits. He's gone exactly 6 innings in 4 out of his last 5 starts. The previous game went into extras, so the Giants did have to use a bit more of their bullpen than they probably would have liked to. I like this A's team. They're sneaky good. They did get shut out the previous day, but on the season, they're 6th overall in batting average, 5th in slugging percentage, 5th in total home runs hit at 58. Now, granted, that is probably because they're playing in a fucking high school park where it's easy to hit bombs, but a home run is a home run, so I'm not going to discredit them there. I think the value is here with plus 125. Like I said, Verlander is still winless on the season, and I don't think this Giants team is that good. They previously lost a series to the Diamondbacks, got swept by the Twins. They did beat the Cubs, but I just don't think they're that hot. Not too impressed with their offense. Give me the Athletics. I think the value was there, and give me the over. Hopefully, tomorrow, they absolutely score some runs. Final game, I am taking the Pirates. I don't love this, but Paul Skeens is on the mound, and he's going up against a pitcher making his Major League debut. God, I can't speak. So if there's ever a time to back Paul Skeens, it's probably now. The Pirates, they are horrible at baseball. Literally dog shit. 15-31 on the year. They're 3-7 in their last 10 games, 6-18 on the road. None of this is really making me feel good about my minus 105 money line bet, but we're going to do it anyway. Paul Skeens 3-4 on the year, 2.63 ERA. I really don't have to talk that much. We know how good Paul Skeens is. The entire angle here is, can the Pirates hit Mick Abel, who is making his Major League debut for starting? He's come out of a bullpen a few times. His most recent start was on March 11th, where he went 1 inning, gave up 4 hits and 3 earned. So if you're taking into account preseason, this guy kind of sucks. But first MLB start, hopefully the Pirates are able to shell him, or at least score like 4 or 5, because Paul Skeens not giving up that many. Give me the Pirates, minus 105. Give me the over 7.5 runs. Maybe the Pirates can cover the over by themselves. Okay, that's going to do it for me in this video. I appreciate you guys watching and tuning in, and I will catch you in the next one. Peace.